Hello everyone, Ben Williams here from Old Tin Cup, as well as a real estate agent for Future Forest Properties. Now, I'm out here today, like I said, shooting a couple of videos, and you guys will see these as I release them over the next few days, week, whatever it might be. But I wanted to talk about this, and I'm really bummed my phone didn't save some of these before and after photos that I was going to have with this. So what I want to explain is this access to this food plot that I'm standing in right now, that I just did some screening on the other side of this wall that I built. This used to be a small hedgerow through here, and we'll walk right up to it. But this hedgerow was wide open. I had a couple box elders and a couple ash, and what I did was I just dropped everything on top of each other. I made a legit wall there because from the neighbor's house, I hunt on the far side of this plot, but on my neighbor's house over here, I didn't want, they're very good neighbors, but I didn't want the deer feeling that social stress from the people around them, or feeling any kind of stress from the people around them. So what I did is I built a wall. And my buddy Jake helped me throw some stuff back in the hedgerow after I dropped it. I did some hinge cutting, mostly traditional felling with this big box elder here. And as you can see, you can't see the house anymore. I mean, maybe if I get that up, you might be able to just see the roof line peeking up right there by those spruce trees. However, at deer level, we're at people level right now, at above people level. If I'm at deer level, look at that. Solid wall, solid wall. Don't overlook the keys to this access to a location or a food plot, especially when I see people putting them right up by the road, something like that. You gotta screen these, whether it's taking this hedgerow, and look at this, building a wall, a physical wall. Like, you can't see through that. I'm not worried about deer bedding in this. It's way too thick. They won't bed in that with any regularity. But you can see, I'll come right around the other side of it and look back through it toward the plot. This is going to be critical to increasing the daylight usage on this plot. Like my dad said, he's like, I can't figure why they're nocturnal on it. And I'm like, I kind of scratched my head on it. And again, does, again, I'll say it again and again, does are the ultimate deceivers with this. The does will be out here, but there's no daylight, not even year-and-a-half-old, 2.5-year-old bucks on this plot, just because it's just too much stress for them. So look at that. Look at this wall, screen. We got to push a little bit up in with the tractor, and that'll clean the rest of this little pocket up you can see. But I'll spin around here. As you can see, this will get pushed up a little bit more. Just couldn't quite do it with manpower. And then this will thicken in with this being hinge cut. Most of that ash in there is actually hinge cut. And then drop this in the corner. If we get the okay from the neighbor to put a blind in there, we can tuck a nice little ground blind up in that corner. And that's in and out easy. This is a small little food plot here that I really don't like, but if you got ag ground, you might be able to use it for a little bit of forage. Some annual screen. This is from Grandpa Ray Outdoors. I think this is a millet variety. John would probably know better than me, John O'Brien. This stood extremely well and kept this up a lot longer than it might look right now. This was really, really good and really thick. This had a lot more leafy stalk too. I believe the sorghum that was in this blend. This worked really well, but again, I'm trying to switch away from that annual, going more perennial with it. But you see, I probably could have went a little thicker here. It is full exposure from anything southerly wind. This gets pounded. This takes a lot of direct wind and a lot of sweeping west down off the hill. But you can see the neighbor's house right there. That's why a wall is necessary in this application, whether it's your annual screening, whether it's a switchgrass that we frost seeded again into this as an experiment, and then actually out there we're going to take it into that lawn type area a little bit more as well. So thankful for good neighbors. However, I want my deer to relax on the stress a little bit, start utilizing this plot more so it can be really maximum production for us. So hope you guys like this video. Built a wall, plant a wall, do whatever you got to do to maximize the deer usage on your property during daylight hours. Because that's the thing, this plot would blow up at night. I mean, we had some great photos in this plot on a couple mocks around the plot and travel corridors coming to it. But this was almost like a big no-go during daylight, except for maybe 1 or 2 times during the rut, but I wouldn't count that as consistent daylight movement, and that's what we want on these food sources, because otherwise it's counterproductive to the property and probably pushing bucks further deeper into the property or over onto a neighboring piece of property, which is something you definitely don't want as a hunter either. So that's what we're doing. We also daylighted this plot a little bit, took a few trees up the hill, a couple ash places we got to expand the plot out, took out a couple transversing trails that don't bring the deer out at a good angle into the field. We'll see. This might go back to corn this year. Don't know how readily available it's going to be, but that might be the plan for this. If not, it'll be annuals and greens. As you can see, can't even see the house anymore. Perfect. Couldn't have worked out any better. Got the blessing from Dad, and we built the wall. No pun intended. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in this video. If you like it, give us that thumbs up. Drop your comments down below about what you're maybe using for screening in your blends or your plots. If you're building your own or if you're planting your own, love to hear about it. If you got any questions, let us know in the comments below as well. And I'll see y'all next time here in the field. Take care, guys.